right. Episode 25, is that right? On episode 25? 25. We've moved on quite a bit. We missed last week. We had some family issues last week. Not issues. We had several things happening. But so we missed last week, but we're back at it again. We have a special guest. So I'll let you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do. We don't have good audio. Okay. Okay, that's part of it. Well, what's happening? Well,
it's a really big part of it.
Well, sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. It really is part of it. It's slow technology.
Bill's on the board.
Bill's back to the board.
I forgot about the board tonight.
Oh, is it? You have terrible service in here. Well, you gotta be connected to the Wi-Fi. Oh, okay. I just want to go get the link and share on Facebook. There, I'll show you. I'm texting to you. But you can't get a search. You might not get it from there. You got it. All right.
I'm trying not to yawn through this thing. I'm not bored, I promise. Been drinking
What time
coffee.
did you get up this morning?
5:30.
5:30. That's what time you get up every day, though, isn't it?
I did doze back off for a second, reading my body. Yeah. It could have been bad.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I couldn't do it in the morning. I had to do it in the evening.
Well, I messed up. Hannah had this blanket on the couch, this real heavy blanket. It was a little chilly in the house this morning. I put that, I just laid that blanket across my lap, and it got warm and toasty.
Yeah.
I got warm and toasty.
When it's cold like this.
Yeah, it hit me. I dozed off.
Anything we can do, Will, what's happening?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Hey, Hadley, make a Facebook post or comment on the chat, letting everybody know what's up.
I'm trying to pull it up myself.
Is it just the audio?
It's literally just audio that's causing problems. It's like cutting in and out really quickly, so it sounds weird.
Oh, it's like skipping.
It's skipping.
The whole feed is?
Well, the audio is skipping.
That's odd. What are you running it through?
Same thing I always bring it through.
I done brought the bad juju.
No, we have this situation.
That's some that young drag racers. That's what it is.
Always causing trouble.
The first time I bring somebody with drag racing in
That's
there,
right.
look what happens. We had somebody in the chat earlier, or he had put a post up that you were coming today.
Oh, I
And,
didn't know that, or I would have shared it.
Yeah, and
I've been
he
running
put that post up. Somebody said, "I didn't know that y'all talked about or y'all covered drag racing." It's like, well, it's not a.
It's racing.
It's just a racing podcast. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, we're
but-
biased.
Yeah, that's okay.
I have brought drag racing up
Yeah,
several times.
yeah. Well, I mean, me and Brad are a little biased. We
Well,
race
it's okay.
sprint cars,
So
you
am
know.
I. So
We're on a
it's okay.
podcast with two sprint car guys, and now I'm a sprint car tire guy. So
So it's easy to go to the sprint car topics.
And honestly, I didn't have anybody to circle the drag race. That's why I started going to the drag strip, because everybody's welcome to the drag strip. So you
Sure.
just roll up and you find
You
somebody.
can bring your daily card and race
Yeah.
that if you want
I
to.
mean, and even if you're not racing, there's
No,
somebody
you can
there
always
that's
hang
in
out
the
with
same boat. I mean, it's really cool.
Yep.
There's nothing like it, especially when you start getting in the grudge scene.
Oh, you're right.
I started getting in the grudge scene, and that changed the game. You
It's
meet
so
people that
fun.
I mean, it is plugged. You are plugged in.
You are.
It's fun.
It is. It's a lot of excitement in grudge racing.
Yeah, and you never know because everybody's like,
No, you don't.
"You got it."
Yep, you're good.
Oh, we're good now.
We're probably
Honestly,
been
that was
talking about
that
it.
was
we're probably
honestly that was just as good because I don't know anything about drag racing because you
Well, we
always
can-
talk to me about it. So
If the audio is straight, we can go back into that conversation. Anyway, we're talking about. We started this whole deal just talking about how we hadn't brought anybody from drag racing on and how we don't really talk about drag racing that
well, a
much.
comment had come up on Facebook right before this and was like, "Well, we thought y'all were, just specifically like sprint cars. We didn't know y'all covered drag racing or anything
Yeah.
like that. But it's not a dirt track
It's
podcast.
racing.
I guess it's just a racing podcast.
We're all one big racing family.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll go back before we get started. We'll let you introduce yourself.
myself.
So what's your name and what do you do?
My name is Leigh Millican Hubbard. I am Clay Millican's sister. I'm sure if you're watching, you probably have heard of Clay Millican.
Who's that?
Drives
Well, go ahead.
top fuel car.
Tell 'em.
6-time world champion in IHRA side. He currently races in NHRA now and Top Fuel. And I've been a racer. I've started out in the family of racing. Then I became a racer. Then our track closed. Then I became a YouTuber. And now our track's about to open. And hopefully I'll get back in that seat again.
Well, I have a very important question to start off. So
Okay.
who's the better Millican? When it comes to
Well,
racing,
I've never
who's
been
better?
330 miles an hour. So if we go by that, I would
Yeah.
have to say
Well,
Clay.
all these dang sprint car guys will say that doesn't matter. They'll say that
Well,
it's about car control.
the mile
And
per hour
you just
does
don't know
not
how rough
win
a quarter
races.
mile dirt track
That,
is.
that is true. Mile per hour does not win races. It sounds cool
It's
though.
true.
When you say you've been 330 miles an
It
hour,
does.
it's pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah.
cool statement, you can say.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you put us in side by side on a practice tree, I'm gonna take that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're the better one then.
I'm
Saying that was something.
claiming it.
Saying that's something that I've always heard that people brag about Clay is how fast his
Oh, he
reaction
is.
time is.
He is.
So you're saying you're better than that.
I'm a bracket racer. So a bracket racer depends on getting off the line.
Yeah.
A top fuel car will not react as fast as a bracket car, which is crazy because of how many G's a top fuel car pulls, but it's a slower reacting car
Mm.
than a bracket. Like my car is a bracket car.
Okay. See,
I
I don't know.
well,
I don't know.
I was
obviously,
gonna
nothing
say
about-
well, I
we
have
should
a dragster.
probably go more into
Well, we can't go
Just-
into too many details.
yeah,
because
just a little bit of
I'll
difference
be
between-
lost too.
basic terms of like
Basics is good.
because most of our people are dirt track racers,
Yeah.
so they're not going to understand the difference between grudge. We were talking about grudge
Yeah, with
versus
a grudge. Yeah. Well,
all the different types. So we can go in and break down a bracket.
a bracket racer it goes off of you can set the tree when you leave. You can set it by a dial in. I'm going to run 4.8 seconds. You're going to run 6.5 seconds. They put that in the timing system. You will leave and I will leave later, but basically by the start you're getting, we're equal.
Yeah.
So now you have a chance
Yeah.
against me.
If
even though
everybody
I'm
runs
faster.
a perfect race, you're going to cross the finish line
That's
at the
correct.
same exact time.
Gotcha.
And the bracket race is when you get down there and you want to run as close as the time as what you said your
Yep.
car's going to run. You
Mhm.
can't go
You
any.
can't go over.
That's right. You can't go faster than what that, unless the other car goes faster, more under, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
it's just a whole mathematical equation when you get down
Yeah.
there because
Yeah.
you want your car to run exactly what you're saying the dial in is.
So there's more strategy to it
Oh,
than
it's a
just
lot of strategy.
standing in the
down
gas and trying
It's
to
a
get
lot.
it in.
Now Clay's is just the opposite.
Yeah, it's just wide
And
open.
that's where he's been his whole life. He's always wanted to go fast.
Yep.
And that's where he's at.
Yeah.
He did start out bracket racing,
Mm.
but he never wanted to hit the brakes down there. Well, sometimes you get down there and if you're way ahead, you need to hit the brakes and back up
Make
to
sure
your
you
car.
don't bust out.
Exactly.
So how do
Because
you
if
know?
you hit a
though?
lick,
How do you know?
Well, you
time?
get down there
Like,
and look at it.
you can see it.
I mean,
Well,
that's what a test and tune night's
yeah,
for. You
you're
show up
gonna
to the
get-
track
you're
and you
gonna get a
make some
time trial
runs
to see
Yeah.
like
you
what your
kinda
car is going to run.
You kind of know where your car is doing it. And I mean, some of these people are getting it so down where they'll put a tune in the car to run. You know, they may have a car that'll run a 4-second eighth or a 6-second quarter or whatever it is, but they'll tune the car to run a specific speed on that track and they'll dial it in. You just tell the track what you're running.
All right.
Mm.
Put it on your
and-
car.
Yep. And then they'll run that thing. And then, you know, if you're good versus bad. Like you can probably hop in a Honda Civic and run laps. You just put your foot to the floor and go tell the box, add a tenth or maybe a tenth and a half to your time and go tell the box, and you can run that sucker all night and do pretty good because all you're doing, the car's gonna hook every time.
You want to leave the line first. That's the goal.
Yep. If you cut a good tree,
that's right.
You're gonna hook. You're gonna dead hook on a slow car like that, and you just hold the gas down and let it do its thing all the way to the end. That's not really any fun.
So what's the lure of it though? So like, is it people? I was gonna say
big payouts.
Yeah,
it's cheap to bracket race.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
not hardly anymore.
It's not cheap.
What ain't?
Yeah.
Well, we're talking to racers, so it's cheap. Like you can build as fast a car you want. You can spend as much money as you want to.
Well,
or you don't have to.
What I'm understanding is I could take my Duramax and go race.
You can.
Go race a pro stock car. Is what I'm saying.
It depending on what the class is. I mean, they'll have like a foot brake class. They'll have a trans brake class. They'll have a bunch of different a daily driver class. So you'll get in whatever class you meet the requirements.
Like your truck would be in like a daily driver.
Yeah, and you legit
you can foot brake it too though.
Yeah.
But the guy down the street that's running a 1,500 horse LS powered, car, short wheelbase truck or whatever, he can run you in the same. I mean, if it's a daily driver and he meets the requirements.
So what's the difference between the foot brake and the daily driver though?
Well, usually there's a time
rule sets.
They set like you can only be like this fast in foot brake. Or if it's slower, you need to get in daily driver. It just depends, depends on the track rules, but mainly how fast you can go.
Okay.
And then of course in a foot brake, you're not letting off a button.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I'm learning.
When you get into like in others, I guess grudge racing is what I'm most familiar with.
And I love
grudge
that
racing is rerun what you brung.
Yeah.
It don't matter. And hope you brung enough, I think is how the phrase goes.
Yes, for sure.
And so is that what Dennis Bailey and them put on this past weekend?
That's what they ran this past weekend.
And
that was a street
great
grudge
event.
Yeah.
I know y'all didn't probably catch the live, but there was a live.
I did
feed.
watch some of it.
It was so good.
Yeah, I almost went, but
I almost did too.
My week didn't work out. My week didn't work out like I wanted it to.
But there's a live feed, and it's warm in this house. But I did support. And
I was laying underneath the
cause
truck Friday night, and that breeze was blowing, and I'm like, man, it's cold. And it was 7 o'clock already. I hadn't got off work yet, so
he had a great turnout.
It looked fantastic. I've seen stuff all week. Well, I guess it's Monday, but I've seen stuff since Friday night. I've been seeing how great this thing is. And Saturday night comes, and they didn't even finish. For those of y'all that don't know, they didn't even finish. They had 4 drivers left and ended up splitting the pot because the weather came in. But everything I'm seeing, there is no complaints, which is. Do you know how hard that is? How many conversations have we had about track owners and people putting on events where they've just been trashed after it, and then Dennis comes out here and puts a race on the street down on the island.
Street race.
Yeah. And
in the daytime.
And we get nothing but love.
Yeah, it's cool.
I do think that's a testament to the drag community versus the street drag community versus versus organized drag and dirt track stuff.
Is it because there's a higher expectation? Do you think that's what it is?
Because people that, how am I going to phrase this? I think people that run on the street, there's so many variables that they're constantly dealing with. Even in an organized event where that was a permitted event, there was nothing illegal about it. You're constantly faced with variables. So when you do run into them, it's like everybody's a little bit more relaxed. I mean, these guys are used to running until the sun comes up the next day. And that's not uncommon in these street grudge races, to be racing all night long. So I think you're dealing with a little bit tougher group of people that understand things do come up. And then I think Dennis Bailey, I heard they ran 47 cars on Friday night.
For like a test and tune.
Yeah, and they got through them.
Yeah,
I can't remember the time amount that they got through them, but it was early when they got through with them. So pretty crazy. They had 57 cars. I should have wrote it down.
I don't know. I thought it was 47.
It was a lot though.
It was a lot of cars.
And they said people were like grilling and just eating and having a good time.
Yep.
They had they had it blocked off where people could they weren't like standing all on top of the car. Like it was very organized. It looked like
all the footage was great.
It was. The cars were fast.
Probably should shout out the guy that did that footage.
Chris.
Chris.
Because I've seen Russell.
I think Chris Russell.
Yeah.
he did a fantastic job. Excellent. I mean, I was really impressed.
Yeah.
I was really.
So
impressed.
Dennis needs to go on the good board, the good one.
He
Oh,
does.
yeah.
There's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
board.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
I hope,
100%.
okay. I didn't know about the good and the bad.
Well,
There ain't
Beau,
no good
Beau,
board.
I was
There
gonna
ain't
say
no
there's
good
not
board.
one.
Oh, okay. Well,
But Beau has a board basically where we call people dummies when they
Okay.
do something wrong or they say something stupid on Facebook. We always put them,
ooh.
but yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's
So,
the whole, yeah. We
so we call them out on here. I tell people all the time, this is where Facebook warriors come to die because they'll get on Facebook and complain about the racetrack and then they don't do anything.
Well, I
to
will
help.
tell y'all that when y'all shouted out Beth Knight,
Yeah.
and y'all brought her back in, I was like, yes.
You're
'cause
welcome.
We
I
need
think,
you.
I think that made one race and then it got shut down
Well,
again.
Dylan said, nope,
Man,
nope.
she does awesome on that.
We
There's
just
nothing like a Beth.
we just need.
Live feed.
I guess we just need to have somebody else do the audio. I don't know.
I don't know.
know.
That's what makes it to
I
me.
get. I guess that's
She
true.
gets
I guess
wound
just-
up. I love it.
Give her her own section.
Right,
That way she
right.
can say whatever she wants.
Right.
People don't
Yeah.
get upset
Yeah,
that their
if
kids
you don't
listening
want-
to
I
it.
was
Well,
gonna
that's
say.
true,
I was
yeah.
gonna
Well,
say.
my thing is, if you don't want your kid listening to it, pull your kid away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let her do what she wants to do.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
does awesome.
Apparently, everybody loves it. I didn't
I
know that you
love
were
it.
into it.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely into
All right.
it.
Well, we got to shout out Dylan. I
Yeah.
guess Dylan and Beth. Hey,
Oh,
you got to get
definitely.
back to
You
it.
got to bring it back.
You got to.
You
You got to
got
bring
to.
it
It was
back. You
just-
got to leave it alone.
He did he? I can't remember. We may not even want to get into it. But didn't he say he was going to just do it on YouTube instead of Facebook?
I don't remember.
I don't
Maybe.
know,
Maybe.
but
I can't
that'd
remember. either.
be all
We need
right.
some.
But
we need some
honestly,
clarification.
You know
on it.
what? Did he even race at Riverside after that?
After that.
After she got blown up that on Facebook that time, did he even race again?
I don't
at
think he was.
Riverside
He
again?
wasn't around very much
Because
anymore.
then
I
they
don't
started
think he
going out of
did.
town.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
started
don't
going
think
out of
he
town.
did.
They wasn't around very much after that. They were going and racing other places.
Definitely a Dylan and a Beth fan. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know that's your neighbor. There.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
He's right over
I
there.
know he ain't
He's
far
he's
from
been
here.
on here and
Oh,
he's
yeah, I
knew
definitely
he
a
was on
friend of the
Oh,
podcast.
he
so.
warned us one night. Said something about putting him on the board, and he said, "If you come over, I'm shooting paintball guns at you."
Dang.
Yeah. So we were warned, but yeah, no, he's a good old neighbor.
Well,
But
that's good.
I've heard late models cranking
I'm
up
sure
over
you
there at
have.
night since before I was even racing go karts.
Yes, I'm
You
sure
know,
you
so
have.
I've heard them over for years.
That's
but
kinda how
it's
my
funny. I
neighbors
didn't
are,
know
too.
you were a fan of the
Oh,
night.
I am. Yes, I am. I've been in their winter circle pictures a couple times.
Have
so,
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm definitely a Dylan Knight fan. for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, good deal. IHRA. That's been in the,
IHRA
that's
versus
been,
NHRA.
that's been in the news a lot over the last few weeks.
This week, the PRI show in Indy happened, and IHRA has came out with a lot of announcements.
Yeah.
Memphis being on they have not officially announced that they've bought the track, but it's on their schedule.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Hallelujah.
the closing is still kind of happening, and that's why there's not been an official announcement.
No.
Word on the street, that's what I heard.
They seem to be sure about it, otherwise they wouldn't put it on the schedule.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's going to, I mean, we
Yeah.
all are pretty sure it's
I've
gonna happen.
seen both drag events and
The stock,
stock
the
series.
stock series promoted
Now
already.
the stock series, I know y'all guys probably know a lot more about that, but
Well, we don't really
Okay.
because I mean we're the dirt track
So,
guys. We
like,
don't know anything
what
about
was
the old stuff.
what was released at PRI is pretty much what we know.
okay,
Yeah.
well, that's same, me too.
Yeah.
But I did see him talking to Jeremy Mayfield. I thought,
Yeah.
well, that's cool. Like he's been in the Carolinas kicking butt.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, he ain't stopped racing just because
Him
he got.
and Mike Wallace's daughter is talking about doing
Oh yeah,
it.
I saw her too. I sure did.
They were posting several people that had kind of said, yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to commit to it. I think it wasn't but like 4 people at PRI that they did videos with. They may have done more. I just didn't see them.
I did see them too, though.
Yeah, I think I saw like 4 of them that
Yeah.
had said something at PRI.
So that means they'll keep the asphalt track.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing the dirt tracks.
I was
coming.
gonna say I've been
We're
hearing
hoping.
rumors about the dirt
I'm
track.
hoping to.
We're hoping. I never have attended.
Oh, it was.
I've
awesome.
never attended a dirt track.
It
I've
was-
never attended the asphalt track, to be honest.
I've only attended it once. Now I did a couple things. I did the Rusty Wallace driving
Mm.
Yeah.
experience. That was so fun.
I was gonna ask you how was
it
that?
was
Did
amazing.
you drive or ride?
I drove.
You drove.
I-
Okay.
I went. I got my husband Cliff gave me a package to drive for Christmas, and when I got there, I was so nervous. But they were like, "Well, just ride with somebody, and then you'll." And then when I rode, I was like, "I can, no problem.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can do this." And it was awesome.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to do it, do it.
So
'cause
did
it's
that
fun.
like make you
Brandon
ever
wants
want
to
to
drive
do
the
oval
real
drag?
thing. He doesn't want to drive the Rusty Wallace.
Yeah,
deal.
nah.
No, I
To
know.
that
You want to
car.
skip over all that.
Yeah.
I get it. But that'd probably be the only time I ever round track race, and I wasn't really racing.
That didn't give you the itch to do any round circle track stuff.
It was kind of slow.
Kind of slow, is it?
It was kinda,
You've never
now,
drove a
if you
sprint
get
car.
out there with 40 other people, it
Yeah.
probably wasn't. But
Yeah.
I wasn't. There
Yeah.
were only a couple people out there, and I wasn't rubbing, and I wasn't racing. You
Yeah.
know, we were just.
It makes a difference.
It was fun though. I've done that out there, and I saw the trucks run out there at Memphis.
Did you have
And
any rubber in your teeth whenever it was done?
Probably so.
Yeah.
That's always when I'm.
You
at
was
a-
grinning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I did I think it was still the Petty experience. It wasn't Rusty Wallace experience.
Okay.
And I was 10, so obviously I couldn't
No,
drive.
you wasn't gonna be able to do
And
that.
my mom had told me, hey, we're going to get your dad
Oh,
a
and
driving
the little-
experience
yeah.
for his birthday, because his birthday is also Christmas Eve,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately for him. And, well, they tricked me. You know, dad already knew he was getting it.
Oh, okay.
Well, they turned it around on me, and I got to know on Christmas, hey, you're going to get to do the ride along too.
Oh,
So
that's
dad's
so-
going to get to drive, but
that's
you get to
cool.
ride. So I went and rode, and then after I got done, they let the window net down, and dad goes, well, says, well, was it fun? And I didn't say nothing. I grinned real big, and it was rubber all in my teeth from the tires because I'd been smiling the whole time.
Yep.
I was having a ball.
Yes, it is
So
fun.
It was fun, but I'm happy to see it coming back.
Me too.
I grew up at the Oval. I remember going to the NHRA events, IHRA, Super Chevy, like
Yeah.
all the major events
Oh,
over
yeah.
there. But my birthday always fell on the bush race in October.
Okay, so that
It was every year. And so what did I want to do for
Oh,
my
of
birthday?
course.
I wanted to go to the NASCAR race. So I
Yes.
always went over and every year for probably 5 or 6 years before it closed down.
Well, he's got a lot of work ahead of him.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's what I've been looking at.
So
I'm
they
looking
say.
at the schedule and then looking at what condition that thing is in and how much work it's going to
I
take.
mean,
to
I
do
heard he's tearing everything down except for the crossover in the staging lanes. That's everything
Really?
else is going away.
Really?
That's just word on the street.
That- honestly-
Nobody's actually told me
Well,
that it's official. But
So
You
it
think
might would be
about
a
it.
complete reconfiguration.
that's
You think
just-
about it, if he
Hmm.
tears it out and then puts it in, puts a little bit of accommodation in there and then starts making money, then he can build it back with money on in his hand versus just rebuilding the whole thing on a whim. And hopefully this series takes off and makes
Yeah.
some money.
I mean, I just would like to know like what his plan is as far as because of course not all I'm concerned about, but I'm majorly concerned about what are we going to do with this drag strip? Are we going to have a summer? Like, what kind of schedule are we looking at?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
That's
I'd like to
you
know what their management's going to look like,
Yeah.
who they're going to have manage it. Because, like, what made Memphis so great? One, convenience.
Yeah.
Two,
well, that's a round track
two-
with it.
Thursday night when I got off work,
Oh yeah.
Testing too.
I was at testing too.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, if I didn't have anything else to do, I was going to the racetrack.
But if you've never been to the dirt track on Friday night over there, it was packed.
That's the same thing I'm hearing. It's
mean-
the same type deal. So it's all going to depend on. I mean, if they're going to buy it, and then they're
I
going to
think
host major events
I think-
only.
I hope not.
I don't know how that's
I
sustainable
just
for
hope
one.
not. I just hope there'll be a non-stop
I do too.
stuff.
I'm the nostalgia in me. I really want that.
yes.
I want testing
want
tune on
testing
Thursday.
tune,
I
for
want
sure.
racing on Friday,
Yeah.
racing on Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, if especially with what it has to offer, if the whole park is coming back, you could have like legitimate
I'm
racing.
Even hearing of a
Well,
tractor pull.
Yeah,
I mean, they
I've
had
been-
drifting right over there.
Oh,
You got
the
the little road.
drifting
You had
was
the
great.
road
The
course.
drift scene was so big before they
Yes,
left. When
it
they started
was.
mixing drag and drift on
Yep.
Friday, I think Midnight Madness is
Yeah.
how
It was Midnight
they
Madness.
labeled it. That was taken off. People were coming from out of town.
It would be
to
bigger
come
crowds
in.
for it.
Yeah. It's pretty
Sometimes it'll be
crazy.
like, yeah, it was.
When you start combining stuff like that,
Mhm.
how many people, I mean, we were talking about it the other day. If you were to buy, it was, I guess we need to bring that up later, but Flo just bought the
Lucas Oil
Oil
late
late
models.
model series. And you think about if you've got late models on Friday nights and then sprint cars on Saturday nights, or maybe you combine those
I was gonna
nights,
say combined shows probably.
you're bringing in, because that's two separate crowds. those people are not the same people.
Yeah.
Well, a lot
So
of
it's
them
like the
hate each
testing
other.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
like
them
the
do.
testing tuners and the bracket racers. They're not the same either.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know?
But when you put that show together,
Yeah.
combine it, then you get both of those
Yeah.
crowds have to come in that
Yeah.
gate to see it,
Yeah.
and you make that money and you get that crossover.
Don't you think that's kind of necessary in today's world because we're having to cost of everything's higher. You're trying to make more of an event, a bigger event, a bigger deal. Do you think that's
if
why?
you're gonna, well, the reality is the racing market is low. People interested in racing or having the money to go to a race is low. So everybody's looking, not only are they looking for the way to maximize their own dollars, which if I can go see 2 shows as
Yeah.
a race fan,
Right.
For the
I'm
price
going
of
to that
one.
night.
Yeah.
I'm
For the
going,
price of one.
even if I got to pay a little bit more.
Yeah, the normal.
It
Yeah.
beats me having to go to both of these individual, two
Yeah.
$50 tickets versus one $60 or $75 ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to that one.
Well, and the man that owns the IHRA, he is trying to make it a show, not just a race. Like at the last race he had a Ferris wheel. He had, after the race, he had a roping, bull riding.
Oh, wow.
He had a event,
This
not
is
just
Daryl-
a race.
Daryl Cuddle.
Right, Mr. Daryl Cuddle. He's
Well, he knows that Mama don't always like racing.
right, and the kids, and then there's gonna be downtime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, especially at a drag race.
right. So there's stuff to do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not just sit in the grandstands and
Sit there and wait
Yeah.
for the next pass.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Dirt track guys get in a tissy whenever there's a delay, and I'll be honest, it's
I'm-
annoying.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys.
Whenever there's a delay, it does seem like forever. But there have been
Yeah.
nights where somebody puts their junk on the track and oils it down, and you're sitting there for an hour and a half
Yeah.
with nothing going
Right.
Or
on.
tears the fence down.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you start comparing drag racing and dirt track, it's kind of the more I sit here and think about it, I'm seeing a lot of things
man, it's
that are just
motorsports.
like
It's
Yeah,
racing.
it's-
That's
it's
right.
racing.
it's just
It's
going to
just
be a part
part
of
of
it. No matter
It
where you
is.
go, you
Yeah.
have to
And
deal
that's-
with
It's
it.
part of it.
That man, I think he's he's trying to bring it for the whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
Well,
know.
that'll
see,
make a big difference.
I
And,
think
and
so.
I've said something on recent shows about this. I had a conversation with Tony Stewart 2 or 3 years ago now, and we were. I just happened to be around Indy when they were doing a test up there, and Tony was trying to. This is when he was starting to come into the alcohol car.
Uh-huh.
He was testing the alcohol car,
Okay.
and I guess they were done for the day, and we were sitting there talking at the back of the tent. It was me, him, and his dad and Leah, and we were talking about Eldora, and he was like, Eldora doesn't have weekly racing. He said everything we have is special event, and it's an event. He says a lot of things happening. He said you got to make all these races events,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what you're saying. It's kind of what Daryl's
As
doing.
long as when they do, if and when they do by Memphis, it's not just about that. Like I'm just
'Cause you
I
gotta
just
have
need
your
it to
local
be
crowd.
Yes.
We've talked about that with Riverside too. Like the local racing gets so bad. It's not. I'm not saying anything bad about Riverside. It's
No.
just when the car count's low,
Yep.
you're not going to bring in a crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if a regular Friday night where it's just regular race money on a Friday night, there'll be 25 people up in the
Yeah,
stands
right.
watching.
Yeah.
But so you have to do you still have to have it,
Right.
because if you don't have it, then those 25 people go.
Yeah.
And they never come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
you see with Memphis. If you're going to have just big events, I mean,
Let's just hope
The-
that ain't it. The
well,
case.
I'm thinking about like when the NHRA used to come, it'd be slam packed.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness!
And Super
But-
Chevy.
Super Chevy
And
was
Super
playing
Chevy,
Chevy.
too.
Slam
Shoulder
packed.
to shoulder.
Yeah.
But
walking
honestly,
around.
the Dixie Door Slammers came when I was young, back in my teenage years, and it was packed.
Yeah. Pro mods.
Yeah, I mean those were Door Slam Pro
Yeah.
Mod cars, basically. All. Well, I'll explain that to you later.
I was
Fred.
gonna say I don't know nothing about
Yeah.
that either.
But I mean, it was still packed out. It wasn't packed like there was.
Like Super Chevy pack.
yeah,
Yeah,
Super
oh, yeah.
Chevy
But it would bring a
and
crowd.
NHRA. They're going to be standing room only for that
Yeah.
deal.
Well, they're
Well-
battling. IHRA and NHRA are in a
So what's the battle? I didn't know about this
Well,
battle. What's going on?
So IHRA announced, one of the announcements was that they bought Maple Grove in Reading, Pennsylvania
Right.
for 2026, and NHRA has a race already scheduled in September at Maple Grove.
So they don't get along, or
Oh, no.
really?
Well,
But
Why?
NHRA doesn't. IHRA is
correct.
trying.
IHRA
Let me tell you this. IHRA is for the people. NHRA
is for the dollar.
is. I was gonna say it's for the rich people.
Well, it's for the dollar.
Yeah, that would work. That's a good.
What did you say?
For the
dollar.
For the dollar. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not speaking bad on any of.
Yeah, don't
any
get
of them.
yourself in trouble
Right,
if you
I'm
got any
not.
ties.
I was gonna say
but-
we
We
can
can say whatever we want.
I was gonna say, dang,
So
Beau,
then
right off the
today-
bat.
the IHRA released this big long statement, which it was too long for me to even read. I just needed the bullet points, and the bullet points was that they reached out to NHRA and asked to work together on hosting the race. Keep it there, but IHRA does own the track, but have the race.
Well, what's
And
wrong with that?
NHRA said we're having it at US 131, which is Martin, Michigan. So they moved it.
There's no
Seems odd.
problem with it except for this the history behind
Yes.
the IHRA and the NHRA. They've always I don't think it started out at odds, but they're competitive series. Same thing as like
So you're saying
High
that
Limit and
it's kind of
Outlaws.
like if the Outlaws own or was to have the race there, but High Limit owns the track.
Yes,
Right.
That's
essentially.
exactly.
yes,
Yeah.
So does High Limit and Outlaws get along?
No,
not so far.
no.
It's
The whole reason that
That
High
High
Limit
Limit
is
be-
even as big as it is now, it was supposed to just be like a midweek thing.
Okay.
But the only reason it's where it is now is because World of Outlaws wouldn't play ball.
Wouldn't work with
Wouldn't
them.
work with them. Told their drivers, and no, you can only go run like 2 of these, or whatever they said. I don't remember exactly what
Right,
it was.
Right,
But basically, yeah, no, you can go run a couple, but you're not gonna do that whole
Outlaws
thing.
are the NHRA, and
High Limit,
High Limit
is
the
IHRA
IHRA.
I
A little
gotcha.
bit of difference between
Yeah,
the two, but that's
but-
pretty good.
for the most part.
Yeah.
I see somebody says hi, Lee.
Oh, that's Stormy Hood.
Hi, Stormy.
Okay, so I didn't know they had any beef, but
Yeah, it's just like they are competitive series. I mean, but they're really not. I mean,
Well, I mean, IHRA is just coming back from
Yeah.
how many every year hiatus or what?
IHRA, when I was coming up in my teenage years, when the IHRA was coming to town, it was kind of a joke. I mean, a little bit. Not, and I mean that respectfully. I don't mean to be dissing
Well,
on
they're
anything.
just they cater more to the lower budget
Yep.
teams and their sportsman classes too.
Which, as a young person that didn't have any concept of what reality was at the time, I want to see the big boys
Right.
go down the track
well, of
330
course,
miles
you
an
wanna
hour.
see John
Yeah.
Force and
Right. I wanted to
back
see
then
all
Kenny
that.
Bernstein and
And-
all those.
oh
you know.
yeah,
So
loved
that's
Kenny.
what that
Yeah.
was the impression we got. Like when the they always had a good event. Every time the IHRA came through, they would have a good event, but it was always like these are going to be guys that like I can go watch my grudge race. This grudge scene's coming in about the time that I'm getting into drag racing. So, and I'd much rather go see a no prep or a street race or something like that than watch IHRA cars go down the track
Well,
at the
and
time.
you bring that up. So another announcement from IHRA was they're going to have a small tire class.
Yep,
10.5.
2850, I think.
I think you're right. Then as soon as they
Or maybe
announced
28,
that,
maybe straight up 28, 1050. I can't remember if it was 28 and a half or 28.
well, as soon
Either
as
way.
they announced that, here comes NHRA with Ryan Martin, Scott Taylor, and Murder Nova. They're gonna have a class too. I'm like,
Yeah. And those
just
guys
ping
are
pong
street out.
here.
Yeah.
Those guys are
Those
street
are the-
outlaw
those are
guys.
the
I was gonna say,
main-
So-
I think that's.
But the
But
NHRA
I-
has the purse to go and just get the name. So those names alone are going to draw people to
But
that.
IHRA
to
has
that class.
Kai Kelly and Disco Dean
Yep.
over there promote for them, and those are two big guys in the no prep scene. So
Yep,
it's
they
just
are.
been real, and I'm
Yeah, but
all
you know,
about
who
I'm-
gets to benefit from it.
all
The
of us.
competition.
Yes,
Having that competition, that means we all get to
That's
benefit
right.
from that.
I personally think IHRA has the edge right now, even without the big. Kai Kelly's a big name. I'm not hating on
Yeah,
Kai
no,
Kelly,
yeah.
but the other guys are bigger names.
they are.
They were. I mean, they're OG street outlaw
are.
guys, and that matters. But I do think IHRA has the edge on that, and I hope they maintain it. I think the NHRA is kind of like NASCAR has kind of burned their audience a little bit. So something new coming in fresh. I mean, people have left the NHRA to go look at other forms of motorsport or other forms of drag racing in general. And I think the IHRA is capitalizing on that by even being the first to say we got this class automatically like a magnet. Boom, people are interested in it. And then the NHRA is behind playing catch up.
They are. I agree.
And I don't think they're gonna catch.
I don't think so either.
I think there's too big a jump, especially with the track
I think it's
revival.
going to benefit the viewer.
Yeah, it will.
Because they're going to have a race here and they're going to have a race there. They're going to have a race. Like, there's going to be lots of
action. And
the
investment that they're making on bringing these tracks back. What was it? 6 closed tracks?
Yes.
I was going to say, how many tracks has it been?
I think it's 6. I should have wrote that down.
And counting.
But yeah, and there's no telling what else they're going to come up with.
It's not nonstop announcements.
Yeah.
I want to ask, like, what does this guy do? Like, how does he do this?
He builds Amazon buildings from the ground up all the way to the inside too, and he does a lot of the buildings for Elon Musk. So the big building here in Memphis, that's the Elon Musk building. It's called something. I don't know.
XAI
or whatever the build.
I can't
remember
the
name.
built
There's a
I actually
name
did some
for it.
sandblasting for them. I did
he
the
built
pipes.
it. Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
Yeah.
We sure did. Well, well, that's what he does. He
Really?
builds those. So he's, I mean,
So is he from here, or where's he from? Like,
I don't know the answer
don't
to
know
that.
if he's originally from here, but he's lived here.
Okay.
And I don't think he lives here now.
Well, I've seen
has lived here.
Michael Neal put on Facebook today talking about how he's got ties, like a lot of heavy ties
lived
to here. Okay.
But I'm pretty sure he don't live here now, but he's here a lot.
Yeah.
Because of the building.
Well, that makes me
He
feel
must
good.
have big ties, being that he can even get access. How many people have been trying to get Memphis reopened?
Oh man,
a lot.
With
For
no
years.
success,
Right.
and now he's able to do it. So he must have some pretty good connections somewhere.
Well, I would say Elon Musk is pretty
That's
good.
what I say.
That's a pretty good one. And Jeff Bezos, Amazon. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
pretty
good ones to have in your pocket. But yeah, I'm glad that he does have the ties to this place, because that means I know he cares. You know, and he probably wants to see it come to its former glory.
The fact that he's opening, it's not just specifically the drag strip that he's bringing back.
Correct.
The fact that he's opening Memphis Motorsports Park,
Yeah.
whatever he's going to brand it, however he's going to name it.
I'm sure.
I don't give a darn what the name is.
Me
I
either.
could care less.
Well,
a
whatever
lot of people care.
I don't want to say that, and then people be like, "It's not Memphis Motor." You know, however
Yeah.
people, these Facebook warriors are. Y'all go on the board.
I was gonna say,
Forget that.
listen, people still call the Xfinity Series or the O'Reilly Series, whatever it is now,
The Busch Series. Yeah,
Just keep calling it Memphis. Who cares what it is?
No,
Just
we
call
don't
it
care
whatever.
as long as it's open.
That's
Yeah,
right.
As long
That's
as it's
right.
open, and
So-
keep your mouth shut. Do not complain, so that it gets shut down again.
Please.
You know.
Well, there are going to be people that complain, but the fact that he's opening the whole facility up is really cool. It says that he's focused more on. It's not just about what he wants to do. He's trying to. I mean, I guess it all is what he wants to do, but he's trying to really make it what it was again and bring back the legacy that is Memphis
and
Motorsports
add
Park.
stuff to it, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and there's
He's got plenty-
there's plenty of room
that's
over there
just what I was
to do
about
everything.
to say. Yes,
Yeah.
there is.
You could literally host a big drag race,
Mhm.
host a dirt track race, and I mean, if we're gonna host
at the same time.
if we're gonna
Yeah.
host an asphalt race at the same time, we may run into parking issues.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But you could run two
Major-
events,
yep.
major events at
could.
the same
I
time.
agree.
There's so much room over there.
There
Yeah.
is.
I would
Yeah.
just hate that as a fan, because I'd want to be able to go back and forth to see them. You know, I don't know
You
if I
gotta
want
get-
it at the same time.
I'm thinking about it from here, but you gotta bring your binoculars. And you gotta get seats at the
Yeah.
very top of the stadium around
Hey, I got a
around the
drone.
oval.
We could just run.
I was gonna say, I don't know. You might have a problem with a bunch of drones running into each other.
Be like, no drones
Yeah,
allowed.
yeah, I'm gonna say couldn't have that, but yeah, I'm kind of like Beau. Like if you could be over at the NASCAR race watching the Xfinity
That'd
cars,
be
and you
awesome.
turn around and there they go.
That
You know,
would be-
watching the drag race. But I wanted to ask you. So, like, how did you guys get into racing? I know.
So
What's like your earliest
my
memory?
daddy raced, and
Okay.
then not in my lifetime, but I'm the baby of 3 kids.
Mhm.
Clay is in the middle.
Mhm.
So our family always, my daddy focused on nothing, but we didn't have baseball, football, none of that. It was all racing.
Mhm.
We were NASCAR people. We fans of the NASCAR, fans of drag racing. He always taught us to drive at a very early age. We learned in the river bottoms,
Mhm.
all that. So then Clay became the driver of the family. So we started going with him to Jackson, Tennessee, which shout out to Mr. Don Baskin.
Yeah.
Um,
So why
hell
Clay?
yeah.
Why did y'all not?
He was just the natural driver of the
Okay.
family, and we just all supported him. That's what we did. And then like I said, he always wanted to just go fast. That bracket racing, just he did. He had fun or whatever, but his main goal was Top Fuel, and so he ended up going in that direction. I ended up meeting Clay's racing mentor is my husband now.
Okay.
Cliff Hubbard, and he's an OG street racer. He's a for real OG street racer. And
so is he like the Dominic Toretto? That's kind of what I'm envisioning.
That's hilarious.
That's just kind of what I see. I'm
no,
sorry.
I don't know. But he turned into a racer, and then Clay would always go to him with all his questions and all that stuff. And then I ended up marrying him. So we ended up. He always went with my husband to Memphis. We raced at Holly Springs some, but I was always the helper. Whatever he needed to do, tires, fuel, all that stuff. And then in 2013, I had made a couple passes in the dragsters, nothing, I never raced. And then in 2013, he had a bad back. So he's like, you get in the car, it hurts his back getting in and out. I used to drive it back and forth to the staging lanes, whatever. So I was like, okay. So got in the dragster and I never got out.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's addicting.
I was like, you go get your own car. This one's going to be mine.
It's so addicting, especially if you ever win. Like when you start winning, then it's really addicting.
And my first year, not bragging, I won 4 races, which is because you get in and you're not overthinking it because you don't even know enough to overthink it. So it just came.
Yeah.
Well, then you start overthinking, and then it gets harder and harder and harder.
Once you win, that you want to win.
Yes.
You keep on thinking about it.
Yes, that's all you think about. And so, anyway, and then I just raced until the track closed. And when it closed, I was just, my car's sitting there right now, just collecting dust. But I was like, I have to do something. I have to be in racing somehow. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I just ended up going to the races with Clay. I would go with him when I could, but mainly when he's racing, I was racing. And points, you race for points. You know, you feel like you're dedicated. And I live 7 miles from the racetrack. So it's kind of hard to not go, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I ended up started my little YouTube channel. Mainly, I started it on No Prep Kings. When No Prep Kings come out, I watched every live feed there was. Like, I know everything. I kept up with all that, which I still do. But I would always just be writing who's got who down, all that stuff. And I'd be telling my husband, he's like, I really don't, he didn't care. So I was like, so I seen these women doing these little recaps of Housewives. I know you're going to think I'm crazy.
No.
Well, if they do that, I can do a recap of what I'm watching.
Yeah.
So I started on TikTok doing little recaps of No Prep King, Street Outlaws. And my brother is a YouTuber. And he was like, you should do it on YouTube. You'll get paid over there. I was like, you're right. So then I started doing my YouTubes for No Prep Kings. And then I started doing it on NHRA. And I'll go to the racetrack, go live in the pits. The guys love to watch them rebuild the motors in between rounds.
Yeah.
In an hour, they're building an 11,000 horsepower engine.
That's one of the coolest things to watch.
And
people get on YouTube all the time, watch car restoration stuff.
I mean, they especially live. I mean, when they're in the middle of a thrash, you're watching it. You're watching everything I'm standing there watching.
Have you ever, they have to rebuild the motors every pass?
Yes, I do know that.
I do know that. Top fuel car.
Yeah.
And they get about an hour in between.
Yeah, and don't they use like 26 gallons of fuel, like one pass or something, like a top fuel car? Is it something crazy like that?
Probably. At least, I think his tank's like a 15-gallon tank.
15
gallons? You got to
gallons?
warm it, so you got to factor in.
Yeah. I thought I had remembered something like it. Yeah, it takes like 20 gallons of fuel or whatever in like one pass. So you imagine 4 seconds that motor has sucked 20 gallons of fuel through it or whatever it is. That's wild.
It's insane. It is insane. It's a bomb strapped to you, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're strapped to is.
Yeah. So if the racetrack's coming back, and it sounds like it is, does that mean you're going to start going back?
I think that I just got to see what the schedule's going to be. Like, as a racer, you always show up and you're like, I'm not going to chase points. And then you do good, and then you're in the points. And then you're like, that's all you can think about.
We've been talking about points a lot with the circle track stuff, that it would help if there was a legitimate, make it worth people's time to race for points.
Yep.
Because when you do, people race for points.
Yep.
And that's what you want. You want people to keep coming
because
back.
then they're dedicated.
There's a 305 series in Oklahoma that's going to be racing for $20,000 or $25,000 in points fund money
Oh, that's
to win, and you still get
Mhm.
like 3,000 for
Yeah.
15th or 10th or so, whatever it was. It was something crazy. Basically, whatever 10th or 15th, whatever they got, that's what I got for winning a regional championship in the same, the
Yeah.
2016. So they've upped it way up,
and it'll bring people.
It
yeah.
will. I mean,
mean,
we've literally looked at the logistics of driving back and forth
like
to
how
Oklahoma.
okay,
We're
how can
here.
we make this work? Yeah.
As soon as we found out, we were actually sitting there. I was like, "Oh, like what if we found somewhere we could leave the rig? We'll get everything ready, before
That's
we
what it
leave."
does to you.
Yeah,
It
Oh, and
really
we even
does
the
that
best
to
part
you.
of it, like a lot of those shows are 2-night shows,
Yeah.
but they're on the same weekend. So we were doing the math, looking at it without looking at the schedule. We're like, man, 20 races or however many it was.
yeah.
But it's
then-
two.
And then we
a
pulled it up,
weekend.
and it's 2 a weekend. We're like, oh, this
You're
is
like-
looking even more
it's
like
like,
we could do
better
it.
and better.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
really, it's very attractive. But Farmington's got a pretty good little deal going too with the 410 stuff, and it's one night, but it's not as far. It's half the drive too. So you got that.
Yeah, but the cost of
The
other
cost
part,
of a
the other part of
305.
that is 410 is the top tier,
Yeah.
305 is the bottom tier, and there's a lot of money difference
Yeah.
between the two. Like you could probably easily say there's $50,000 difference between just getting the car on the track.
Yeah.
I mean, buying that car, that entry level.
And
Yeah.
that is when you get your notebook paper out and you're
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
here's the pros and here's the
The-
cons of all that.
The engines, the 410 engines, I've heard of people paying as high as $90,000 for a 410 engine now.
Yeah.
Versus a 305 that we could build in the shop,
Yeah.
ourselves.
Right.
It's
Another
nothing
part of that is-
complicated, nothing
Right.
crazy.
305s don't tear tires up.
Yeah.
410s do.
Yeah.
305s don't make enough power to tear them up. So everything lasts longer in the 305 as long as you don't get wrecked. Than it
Yeah.
does
And
in
then
the
you got to have a
410.
plan for that.
Well, but you still
'Cause
gotta have
then
the
you
pl-
might
you
have a
still gotta
next-
have the plan in the 410.
Well,
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
But if you, especially when you're looking at a 2-race weekend,
Yeah.
if you get tore up on Friday night or whatever, I'm sure it's Friday night, Saturday night
Mhm. Which the other part of that was the payouts for the races.
Yeah. for the
They were
wins of the-
either a lot of. I think what was the lowest payout? 2,000, wasn't it, for the lowest payout?
I don't remember
Well,
what the
dang.
lowest was.
Yeah. Anyway, you win. Start money. That was the other big one. What was the start money
It's
for?
like
them?
$500 or something
Yeah.
to
Well,
start.
There's your gas money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a long way to go, but it's better than what most of us have going around here.
Yeah,
For now.
we don't
For
have
now.
the opportunity to even think about that kind of money for 20 shows
Yeah.
or for 10 weekends out of the year.
Yeah.
We're not going to get close to even getting the start money.
We're doing good to get 10 shows in every year in a 410. Well, we do great if we do that. I mean, that's hard.
I think we're doing great to get it in with a 360.
Yeah, 360's kind of the same way. Yeah, it's all gotten so expensive. I'm sure it is on the
Oh,
drag racing side
yes.
too.
Stupid.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all stupid.
yeah. So when Memphis closed, did you ever consider going to Holly Springs or Jackson or?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Being 7 miles from that racetrack and
Spoiled.
versus you go over an hour to get. They're gonna hate on me for saying this, but you go over an hour to get to the racetrack early on Saturday. You got to run your time trials. Then you race all night. You're not gonna get done till 2, 3 in
Yeah.
the morning. You got to drive an hour back, over an hour back. Well, I work on Monday.
Yeah.
I know everybody else does too.
Yeah.
Don't come for me. But when I got done at 2 and 3 in the
Yeah.
morning at Memphis, I was home in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it literally,
Oh, I
you don't have no, Saturday and Sunday, you're done.
Yeah, that's why I would always complain. It's like I got spoiled running the 410 shows because usually the 410 shows were done at 10:30.
Yep.
Pretty commonly we were done by 10:30, loaded up, headed home. We ran in Jackson, Illinois one night. We won the race and we're loaded up. It was early enough. We said, shoot, we'll just go ahead and get the car ready for tomorrow. We're sitting there working on the car, watching heat races at a 360 show. And they were in the same time zone we were.
Yep.
So, I
So
got
you
spoiled
get it.
running the 410s.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, we'd be driving close to the same distance, but we were done so early. We didn't have to stay up till 2, 3 o'clock in the
Right.
morning. So I'm with you. I
Yeah.
get it.
So
I
I've
agree
ran in
too.
Holly Springs some.
That's
since we
why
did it.
when Memphis closed down, I went to Jackson a few times, but golly, that drive is long
It
to
is.
Jackson. And
It is.
I'm close. I mean, from out here, it's really long.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of Covington, so it's a little bit closer to me. And then Holly Springs about the same distance from Jackson, from where I'm at in Jackson. That's just a long way to go.
Yeah.
And NHRA took Jackson and Holly Springs as their tracks now.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
So they
them?
just signed up to be under those sanctions.
Under the banners of,
Mhm.
but what does that mean for them exactly?
It means that IHRA is not going to be there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
They
that.
limit-
Is that why, to keep them out, or
I can't answer that
They-
question. I don't.
They limit. Yeah, you're not gonna get a race. So anything that is opposed to the NHRA is not gonna have an opportunity to race there. I mean, I don't know if they've got an exclusivity clause in their contracts or
I
not, but
don't know.
they probably do, knowing this NHRA.
So do these series have like standards to meet those as far as the track goes? I mean, because you can't take a
Right,
a
they're not
Top
gonna
Fuel
have,
card
no,
to
they
Jackson.
won't have anything like that.
You know what I mean?
But they'll have like point series opportunities. to-
So what? And I don't know this because I'm not that plugged into the NHRA. What business do they have on an 8th mile track?
what business? Like, what do you mean?
The NHRA. What are they? Because I always thought that the IHRA would be the one to swoop in on an 8th mile.
And they have.
I know.
They're
But,
going to be all eighth.
but why would the NHRA not make a move on Memphis, being that it's a full track? I mean, that you can always run an 8th on a quarter. You'll always be able to do that.
absolutely.
But you can't run a quarter on an 8th.
No.
So why would the NHRA not make? Are they reacting to? They missed a shot, so they're reacting by taking up the perimeter around it.
I don't
I don't know. It's
know.
a bunch of
I don't-
theory.
I don't know
We
those
might be getting
details.
getting
And
off in the
the
weeds
I know I
there.
have my own opinion, but I'll just.
I'm just I'm picking on you a little bit. I
keep
know
that
you
to-
gotta.
I mean,
I do wish the NHRA would come to Memphis. I mean, I know it'll
They-
be bought by IHRA,
won't
but it's
now.
I mean,
They
but
won't
what y'all are telling
No.
me they won't come.
no, they won't.
No, they won't. But what you're going to look at, or the potential, potential, I guess is a good word, to be, it could be the same thing as the high limit outlaw stuff, where in a couple years, currently, high limit is outclassing outlaws on everything. I mean, if outlaws doesn't make a move to react, they're going to go out of business. Everybody's going to end up racing for high limit just because of the way they're setting it up. But in this situation, that could be what we see, is that if IHRA hooks and people start getting involved, and then you start getting a following, and then you start getting the names, and then you start getting, at what point does the NHRA sit back and was like, we might have made a mistake in our, might have been overconfident? Because it can happen. It can happen anytime. Anytime you get confident in your position, somebody's going to find a weakness and they're going to exploit it. That could be what IHRA is doing. I was impressed that the IHRA bought it. I never would have thought the IHRA would have been going after Memphis,
Yeah.
especially as a complex as a
Well,
whole.
It's been IHRA at one point because we've done the World Finals there. We've done we had a team final there, and that's when I say that's like all the IHRA in our division, all their points, their top 8 points in classes will come to Memphis and race each other as a team, like on teams. We've done that. We've done the World Championship, and why NHRA wouldn't try to go after go after the Memphis track? Who's to say they haven't?
Because that was the pictures from back in the day when the NHRA came, it's a huge event.
And I'm still puzzled about how did they get it away from Palm Beach? Because that was what we've always been told, is it was going to have to be a package deal. Because the people own Palm Beach Raceway and Memphis. The group that owns
Both of them.
yes, they own them, both of them.
Mhm.
And they closed both of them.
Yeah.
So, and now Palm Beach has, I don't know if y'all know about their racetrack, but they have
Where is it?
Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay, Palm
Yeah.
Beach, Florida.
It has a major road course. It has all kinds of stuff on their property. Like, it's massive too.
Mhm.
So similar.
Yes, but like way bigger.
Really?
Yeah. And I think way nicer. I've never been there.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
What I heard was that when it was purchased, it was on a promise. Somebody in the city council promised a rezone when in the purchase that was Clay and Don both were a part of that original deal, were they not? In purchasing Memphis?
Not
Was
Clay.
it just Don?
Yeah.
Okay. So Don was going to sign paperwork on Monday, and apparently somebody came in and offered like 12 times the money on a whim that city council was going to change the zoning so that they could use that property for something else. Then the city council never came through. So this investment purchase turned into you can't use it for anything. That's all. That's the rumor.
What I'm saying is what we've always been told. The group that owns, it's IRG is the name of the group, owns Palm Beach and Memphis, and that they would not sell one without the other. But now all of a sudden they didn't buy Palm Beach.
But Palm Beach is still closed, right?
Palm Beach is still closed.
Well, do we? Maybe
but
there's.
I'm just figuring, like, how did that man get Memphis away from Palm Beach?
Well,
how did they talk? How did he talk them into it?
Well,
I'm glad he did.
About to say was, does he maybe have like a?
I don't know.
He's like, hey, I plan to do this too, or maybe it's part of it.
It could be.
Maybe he wants to do
Maybe
both.
we just don't know.
We just don't know all the details.
Like you said, and still acquiring.
Yeah.
So.
Because I mean, he had several.
It's interesting.
He had several tracks on that schedule that came out that circled the internet that had tracks on there. Like it had Commerce, Georgia, which is Atlanta basically, and everybody was like, "No way," because they basically got apartments built on top of it. Like they're right on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when PRI came out and they brought the schedule back out again, it was gone. So it was like they were, they wanted to. They were acquiring, like you say, like that was one of them. And there was another one on there that Virginia, they were trying to get Virginia. They're not going to get it. And it was off that schedule. So when they released it in PRI.
So are there any other surprises off the schedule that you're excited about? Anything?
I mean,
it's a lot. There's a lot happening. It's honestly a lot. I saw your short that you did about, this and that.
I felt like we was watching ping pong.
Yeah.
It's like they would announce something and they would announce something. And they would, it was just back and forth, which, like you say, great for us.
Yeah.
But it's been a wild off season, to
really
say the least.
It's really kind of been, I was really worried that we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
Oh, I mean.
Once racing kind of ended. But even Dirt Tracker said something about it on their podcast. I listened to Dirt Tracker, and he was like, yeah, I'm kind of worried I wouldn't have nothing to talk about. But he's like, man, after PRI, it's just one thing after another.
Yeah, you've got everything that we talk, which we don't talk about drag racing a lot, but it's cool that we got that. And I think it's cool. The road or the concrete asphalt series is what brings drag racing into this. Because if it weren't branded to IHRA, we probably wouldn't even be talking about drag racing, other than maybe the park opening up. But
we're local. I mean, most everybody that's going to be listening to us, they're not from way out of town. They're mostly locals. They have something to do with
But we still don't talk about drag racing now.
No, we don't. But a lot of people are interested. Yeah, a lot of people are interested in Memphis, and I'm interested in Memphis.
What I was saying about that was we got drag racing, all this stuff, NHRA, IHRA. Then we got dirt track. We've got high limit and outlaws. It's constantly something going on there with drivers announcing where they're going to race next season, and
that's interesting.
Then we've got the late model stuff coming out. Then we've got the pay stuff for the high limit.
And we got safety stuff coming out. Talking about you got this sprint car council now.
Yeah, got all kinds of stuff.
Which is weird.
It is weird. I saw it and I don't really like it.
They had that like 2018. They had talked about having this council, and we kind of thought it was a thing all along, which you kind of heard it, and then it kind of went away. And now they've re-announced it again. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what that's all about.
Something feels weird about it. I haven't done enough research on it to talk about it.
Well, and then there's the whole NASCAR lawsuit.
But then there's the NASCAR.
I can't even keep. I need bullet points for that too. Like I
can give them to you if you want.
It's just so much.
I was locked in.
I was too.
I'm still locked in.
Do you listen to any of those podcasts like NASCAR
I see clips of stuff on TikTok.
Jeff Gluck had a podcast, and
they would break it down.
Yeah. Well, they were the only ones in the courtroom.
Yes.
You couldn't, obviously you can't record anything. Well, Jeff and Jordan Bianchi were in the in the courtroom, and
And
they would
they
like
could-
write
yes.
everything down that was being said.
That was a lot.
So I mean, they'd been there for 8 hours a day, just sitting there writing down what everybody's
So how do
saying.
y'all feel that went?
Hallelujah.
I think that was the best outcome because if NASCAR loses, I don't know that was technically. I think they lost technically.
Okay, that's what I thought too. but I
I
didn't-
think
They
they
were-
technically
I
lost.
They
didn't
were
know
about
enough
to
to-
lose.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
They
if
were about to
they
lose.
if they
And then they kind of folded.
yeah
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a mediation, what the agreement they came to gives both parties the power to pick what's best for them. If they went all the way through with it and they got a verdict, the judge would have to make the decisions.
yes
And if they were convicted of abusing the power of their monopoly, again, it's not illegal to have a monopoly, but if you're abusing power in that monopoly, that's where things get illegal. There would be serious consequences.
I just
for
worried
that.
about the judge. I don't know how much he knows about racing, but if you have somebody that's not into it like we know it, or is constantly involved in it, if you have somebody like that say, all right, this is how it's gonna be, I don't know. That would have been. I don't think that'd been a good outcome for anybody.
It wouldn't have been a good outcome for NASCAR because I think it would have had to been. I don't know. We can all talk about.
Yeah,
So-
you can
We can
speculate
talk
all
about
you
this.
want.
Yeah, but
So
it doesn't
do y'all
matter.
just feel like Michael Jordan just had the nerve just to go?
Oh,
with
I
it?
think
like
it.
He was
I
the
think
only
it's the
one
best
he-
thing that could have happened for the sport, and
Yeah.
I think he came into it and he knew what professional sports looked like, professional sport business looked like,
Yeah.
and he came in and he talked to people like Denny and like.
Well, he's around franchises.
Honestly, after the fact, all the people that are coming out in support of it, and like singing Michael's praise,
Well, they wasn't singing it before.
they
were
weren't, but they had to protect their tails. They only had one
Kinda.
option.
Kind of like.
If you read all the letters, or you heard about the letters that like Rick and Joe Gibbs, like all these people were writing letters to NASCAR. See, they didn't say anything until after Jordan had done stuck his neck out.
But you think
they
about
let
the
him do all
amount-
the dirty work.
You think about Rick Hendrick. Like, what does he do? He owns the car dealerships, but he is a NASCAR. He's NASCAR's baby.
Right. Yeah.
And honestly, he had the best relationship with them out of all of them to deal with that junk. And then all these other guys have, I mean, they are intertwined with the brand. And I think Richard Childress was the best with his response to
So
his
what
response to what they said
Yeah.
about him and his public statements about it. I think it was great seeing like, yeah, we had to do this because we race. That's what we do. And
Yeah.
if we got to choose between racing or not racing, we're going to race. But
Yeah, I
Mm.
think Jordan had the least to lose.
Yep.
He's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he's
Everybody knows who he is. But racing to me is like that much,
Right.
that big to him.
Yeah.
He's got the whole world to back him.
Yeah.
it was
You
big
know.
enough to him. What I think is cool is it's big enough to him. And you hear him talk about his growing up and what they did, how they treated NASCAR, his dad and NASCAR and their relationship.
There's a fan.
Yeah. You hear about that and he cared enough to see, because if it's not sustainable, if the show's not sustainable, then the show will not exist. And if you're not going to take care, NASCAR was using someone else to profit without adequately helping them make the show. And if you're a hobby racer, whatever. I mean, if you choose to go to the track on Friday night and race, what you do with your money is your business. What the track got to do with their money is their business.
Yep.
But when you're working together to put on professional sports,
Yep.
that's not how that works.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Well,
That's
good for him for
Yeah.
sticking his.
I'm
Well,
glad.
out
I'm glad he
there.
did it, but I think it was the best outcome in that situation.
Yeah.
But one of the last things I want to ask you was Lynn Neal. How did
Real deal?
the real deal with Lynn Neal come up? Like when did I know you got into the YouTube stuff, so when did this come up?
We're really good friends with Rick, Powder Coat Rick.
Right.
Go back with him long ways, and Cliff and Lynn go
Super
back
nice guy.
way back too, because like I say, Cliff was OG street racer, like for
Mhm.
real he was, and Lynn knew him from back in those days, and so when they got the show going on 98.9, Lynn reached out to us and was like, "Y'all want to come on the show?"
Mm.
And I was like, "And dude, what? Talk about what?" Like
Yeah.
this is before I was YouTubing really.
Oh, okay, so this
I
was
mean,
before.
it was like in the beginning or whatever, and I was like, I mean, okay. He's like, well, just talk about your story. Like, we're the second people to be on the show. Like, that's how.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just passed our 200. Well, I say we. I ain't been on 200 shows, but
Yeah.
I've been on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, asked us to come on, so we went through, did our whole story about all our racing, and when we were leaving, I just told Lynn, I said, "You need any help, like breaking down the races? I'll help you do whatever."
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, he called me, and I've been there ever since every time they have an NHRA race, I'm there. Any kind of big race that I cover, but mainly if I cover it on YouTube, I'll talk about it on the Real
Gotcha.
Deal.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I called him today. I'm like, I'm going to be on this podcast, and he's like, you'll
Yeah,
be
he's
fine.
somebody else I'd like to get in here. I don't know if
Oh,
we'll ever. I
Lord,
don't know if we'll
yes.
ever get a word in.
You won't.
But
You won't ever have to worry about talking.
I was gonna say I don't have to worry. I could
This'll
probably
be
just say,
Lynn
"All right,
Neal
Will,
and the
hit
Lettering
start."
podcast.
That's
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah. We'll just say, "All right, we'll start." I'll ask him a question,
And that'll be it.
and then it's all
You
right.
just drink your coffee and just sit
Oh
back.
yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, he
Because he'll tell me when we start, now you got 12 minutes. I said, well, don't interrupt me because I got a lot to talk
Yeah.
about. And Rick will just be over there laughing.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and when he watches this, he's going to laugh because
Yeah.
he knows. I always tell him, so don't interrupt me.
I love Lynn Neal, but like that was one of the things. So that was actually kind of how we got the idea to do the podcast, because Brad had done it earlier this year. And anyway, he went and did it, and like you're trying to spit out your story because he's asking you
Because you
questions.
only get so many
You
minutes.
only get
10 minutes,
I think
12
I
minutes,
think
it
I
depends.
I think I counted like 12 minutes worth of
depends,
time
yeah.
that I actually got to speak. And it's like you're trying to spit out your entire life story in this
And he's
12,
steadily
18 minute
interrupting you.
span. Well, yeah, he didn't interrupt me, but he would always go in, bad Brad,
Oh, yeah. He told me all
brother-in-law.
about that. He told me all
And
about that.
he would do that, and that would take 3 minutes of it every time. And I was just like, it's just not, it's too much pressure to have to sit there and try to
Yeah.
do all that
When you
so
can just
quick.
sit, be laid back. Like, this is laid back. Like,
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
shooting.
That's why I told you
stuff.
today, I'm like, it can be as long as we want it to be or as short as we want it to be. Like, we'll just get in there and just have fun. That's just what we do. We just like to sit around and talk with our
We
racing
plan
buddies.
it too much.
You overthink it.
We don't do a good job.
Yeah, we're not gonna overthink it. Kind of like you were talking about.
Those are my better segments when I show up at the Real Deal. And yes, I have all my notes to cover the race, but one we have our BS session with just me, Lynn, and Rick just talking about racing. That's the best ones to me.
Yeah,
like you're not.
That's what I'm saying. The when we had Clayton, when I called Clayton on the show, I think it was our most viewed or second most viewed.
It was a good one.
One, but I had zero plans for that deal. I had been making notes. I mean, I had a notebook. Like if we said before we went live,
we didn't do any of it.
No,
like the first 4 episodes, I was so nervous, and I was like, I mean, I always wanted to do this, but like I was making notes, and it just sounded more like a dirt tracker on steroids because we're sitting there trying to go through all these races.
That,
and,
like, let me
let me get to this, let me do that, and it's like that episode. I think I had to work a lot. I didn't prepare for it at all. We just showed up, and we started talking about that late model deal, and I said, "Well, I just said, screw it, let's just call him and ask."
Yeah, and he did,
and he delivered.
Yes, he did.
And I have yet to give him any lemonade.
Well, he did deliver,
but a cold glass of lemonade. I won't ever forget that analogy as long as I live. But that was our best show.
It was.
We didn't overthink it at all, and so that's kind of ever since then. I feel like that's kind of what we've done. We come in here. It's like, look, we're just gonna. Yeah, we want to talk about this, that, and other, and wherever it goes, it goes.
Well, that's
we just have fun.
Yeah.
But what Lynn's doing is totally necessary. We need to be on the radio too, but
we never know if anybody's listening or not. We just go do our show and hope for the best. Like
I was gonna say, y'all
we don't get numbers or nothing like that.
I was gonna ask you don't have any idea.
We don't have a clue.
Really?
No.
Yeah. Well,
but they still, like Lynn said, the key still works to the building.
Yeah.
So I guess it's
doing all right.
Yep.
Somewhere.
If it wasn't doing anything, it wouldn't. They'd shut it down.
So. Yeah. I do think he'd be great at doing the podcast.
Oh,
I mean, he should.
He would 100%.
I told him he should. I'd like for him to come here.
He would.
100%. I think we'd
have
a good time with him.
Maybe we'll get him on sometime and get him kicked off. He can start his own podcast after that.
Yep. I got podcast equipment over there that we're not using. He can just take it with him.
He would never know how to do it. He barely knows how to take our picture on the phone. So.
Really? Who is it that helps y'all with the cameras? What's his name? Oh
Well, our
man.
producer is Max. But,
Okay, Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
sometimes he'll get like Country Corey in there, or Ditch, or somebody
Yeah.
in there that's from them other radio stations.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's fun.
Yeah. So when do they air? You can tell everybody.
Saturday at 10, Sunday at 11. Unless
When,
the Tigers are playing, and then that kind of moves the show
are they playing
around.
right now?
I
don't even know.
I don't know.
Is basketball going on right now?
Basketball has started. I think football for them, they may have a bowl game, but I can't remember.
You keep
Oh,
up with
yeah.
any ball sports at all? Are you okay? Good. I'm not either. I'm not. That's not my thing. They like it. They watch Tennessee ball, but I'm
it's
not
on
into
at
it.
my house, like Alabama and
Yeah.
Georgia and all that. But no,
I got you.
I'm in and out the room when it's on, so no,
I got you.
that's about the extent.
Well, this was fun.
It was fun.
I'm
I
glad
appreciate
I'm glad you came. I know it was last minute. You moved a hair appointment. That's how much it meant
I
to
did.
you. You moved
I
a hair
did.
appointment
I sure
to
did.
come.
And I didn't think I was going to make it on time. I was scared about being late, but like
Y'all,
I said,
she texted me. She said it's going to be 7:01 when I show up. I said, okay, that's fine. You know how many times we've started late? I get 30 minutes late. It's fine.
Brad.
You know. Yeah, Brad's usually too busy doing his hair. Something getting ready to come. He'll show up about 7:15.
Yeah, Brad doesn't come straight from work.
Yeah, and she showed up 6 minutes early. I said, "Dang, that was fast." She said, "I know them back roads real well."
I forgot I was going through Drummond, so I've been those back roads quite a bit in my lifetime.
Yeah, well, cool deal. Well, we appreciate you coming. This was
appreciate
fun.
y'all. It was fun. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
having me.
yeah. Well,
We
Anytime.
may have to have drag
need-
racers on more
That's
often.
right.
I need to meet your
Hey,
husband.
when I start racing, y'all have to come out there. And hang
Yeah,
out.
I'll
we
be
need
there.
to do that. We need to do that.
That's one thing we are, as a group, at least me and Brandon have already talked about. When these local tracks start coming up, we are going to support them.
Good.
Yeah.
We love Riverside, so we're not going to take away
Oh,
from
absolutely.
that.
Well, I hope
but-
that
but
the
I hope
dirt
we can
track gets
all
going
work
in Memphis.
together.
Hopefully, they'll all work together. And
Wait a minute, weren't we just talking about 2 tracks working together
Yes.
on a local
Wouldn't
point
that
series?
be interesting?
Man, 2 tracks.
2 tracks
local
right there,
tracks right
probably
there.
30 minutes apart.
Not
if
even
that.
30, maybe 20.
Yeah, that'd be interesting,
That
wouldn't
would
it?
be.
Yeah,
Maybe we can make that happen.
yeah, we might have to talk about
Friday
that
night
some.
and Saturday night.
Yeah.
There's 2 nights on the.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea.
I would be.
Just saying.
We'll get something to talk about on the next podcast.
There
Yep.
you go.
Cool deal.
We got to announce that too.
Oh,
Our
dang
Christmas
it.
break.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of a Christmas break. So Brad, we didn't get to say, if you haven't already seen it on Facebook, Brad and Kim welcomed baby girl
Oh,
on
congratulations.
Friday. I'm an uncle.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, I got to meet baby Ellie.
Oh,
other
I
night.
love that.
Yeah, but I still haven't got to hold her yet.
That's okay.
But I'm anxious to go hold her. And
She's
Yep.
cute.
she
She got
is.
some chubby cheeks.
Yep.
Oh man, she got some chubby
Yeah,
cheeks.
she's gonna be pretty just like her daddy.
Yeah.
Pretty boy.
Yeah, so that's
you won't get in
why.
trouble for that one.
Yeah, so that's why Brad's not been around.
Well, that's okay. That's a good excuse.
Yeah, so we're gonna probably focus some more on some family stuff, and we're gonna do a little reconfiguring. Me and Will and Beau, we've all talked about. We're gonna make some changes in here, and we're gonna work on the podcast a little more. Do some stuff in here. So we're gonna.
What started on a whim, now we have to take some time and make a plan and
Well,
get together.
I wanted to
get
put it
next
out
year
there so that
together.
we can hold ourselves accountable, so that when it shows up and it looks exactly the same,
And they're gonna be like, hey, I
They
thought
can get
y'all
onto us.
said.
No, it'll look different. It'll
yeah,
look different.
we're
We're
gonna
gonna
do some
move a
stuff around here.
sign.
Move a sign.
You
Yeah,
can switch
that's
'em.
gonna be over here.
Yeah, there you go.
We're
Just
gonna-
rearrange.
Yeah, we're just gonna do some stuff. But anyway, we appreciate you guys listening. We'll be back in next few weeks. I don't know. We talked about doing something after Chili Bowl. We've talked about
Oh, you
maybe
should, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
we've talked
we'll be
about
back. We'll be back after Chili Bowl for
yeah,
sure.
we'll do the full show, like the what do they call it? Well,
I don't know.
yeah. Anyway, we'll all be in house right after Chili Bowl at least, but we may all individually do something in the meantime. But anyway, we appreciate you guys listening. You got any socials you want to give a
Oh,
shout out to
always
socials?
come and follow me on Leigh Millican Hubbard on all my socials: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube mainly.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Cool deal.
everywhere.
Well, we appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for listening. Will's gonna post our socials as soon as this is over. But
Yep.
guys, remember, let her eat. Thank y'all.
Let her eat.
See ya.